Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm not doing a project. There we go, I'll just say that right from the outset so that if you came here just to watch me do an art journal page or something like that, you're going to be disappointed. I'm not doing one of those today. Instead, what I am going to be doing is a new product showcase. There you go. I've got a new product to show you. But the reason I'm doing this video rather than just basically just putting it online and letting you discover it for yourself is because I feel I need just to explain why I've done this the way I've done it. So recently, over the past few weeks, I've sold a lot of my ephemera kits. The butterfly one, the field note ephemera kits, etc, etc. And they've been a very good popular seller for me, which is great. So I'm glad that you guys out there are finding use for them and enjoying the quality of the product too. But because I've sold quite a bit, I've also had some emails back, feedback from customers from different parts of the world, asking me whether I'll be doing a seasonal, Christmassy kind of themed ephemera pack. And I didn't really want to do that, mainly because I've had two particular emails from different sides of the world. One from Melbourne in Australia. A lady called Wendy contacted me in Australia and said, would I do a festive themed ephemera pack that wasn't winter themed? So no snowmen, no penguins, no snowflakes, not winter themed, because in the southern hemisphere they're not in winter, they're coming into spring and summer. So it doesn't really fit for their festive season. But I also had an email from a lady called Trinity in Texas. I can't remember the name of the place now. But anyway, the lady called Trinity, and she said, would I consider doing a festive set that wasn't necessarily Christmas? Because there's a lot of people who celebrate a holiday at the same time that's not necessarily Christmas, which is why in the US they refer to it as the holidays, because you have things like Hanukkah, and at this time of year as well you've also got Diwali and things like that. So it's not just the Christian Christmas at this time of year. So I didn't also want to create a specific Christmas set. So taking everything into consideration, so I had to come up with a theme that wasn't necessarily Christmas and also one that wasn't winter either. So festive but not Christmas, festive but not winter. So it really, really difficult to find some kind of theme that was still festive but wasn't winter, and certainly wasn't Christian Christmas, if you know what I mean, or specifically for any particular type of religion. So I racked my brains and sat down and thought, well, what can I do? It's really difficult. And then Ian suggested something, just an off-the-cuff remark, and it all just fell into place. So let me turn over to my camera over there and show you this new set of ephemera, which can be festive, but not Christmas, and certainly not winter either. It can be any time of year. Let's get started. Okay, so this is the ephemera set that I've finally come up with. So let's just tip it all out and show you exactly what the theme is. There you go. So we have the heavenly host, we have cherubs, which are a theme which goes across quite a few different religions. So it's also, like I say, it's, as you can see, it's kind of bluey and creamy, but there are also some nice kind of vintage pinks and purples that also go into that that kind of vintagey colour theme. So let me just go through and show you exactly what I've created in the set, and then show you exactly, or tell you and talk you through what they are. Right, so let's see, I was trying to separate these into two different piles. There we go. So first of all, there are 4 journaling cards. So you've got this lovely kind of sky background, that lovely blue background, with the cherub on there. You flip it over, you've got this kind of antique vintagey piece of paper with crumples and tears and a bit of sticky tape that's fallen off for notes, and these faux kind of brads in the corner. But also on the inside there's a grid pattern for you to also journal and write on, create lists and do whatever else you like on those. So there's 4 of those journaling cards, all with that on the back and everything on the inside. Obviously 4 different cherubs, different kind of colours, so a nice kind of bluey green, pinky, bluey, purpley pink, magenta pink if you like, as opposed to dusky pink. So there's 4 of those, all printed, obviously full colour on 200 GSM cardstock. Now I can't tell you what the poundage is because it depends on the card, and because I got this from a UK supplier I can't really tell you, but it is heavy. It's not super heavy, but it's also not thin either. So yeah, I can't really tell you because it depends on the actual poundage is dependent on the type of card that it is. So watercolour paper has a different poundage to bond paper and that kind of stuff, and printer paper, it's different depending on what type of paper it is. It's not a standard across every single type of paper. It can't be. But anyway, so it's heavyish kind of cardstock. So there's those 4 there. Measurement wise, he says, so they are about 3.5 by about 5, and there's 4 of those. So there's one landscape postcard featuring the lovely kind of angels having a cuddle with 2 little cherubs at the bottom. On the back you've got your postcard for writing, but also again you've got that grid on the inside for if you wanted to use it for lists or writing names and addresses and that kind of thing, or you can just glue it together and send it as a postcard. And that is postcard size, just under 6 inches by 4 inches, so which is in new money it's about 15 centimetres by about 10 centimetres, and in new money those ones were about 9.5 by about 13, for those of you that do things metric. Okay, so you're also getting 4 of the 4 by 4 blank envelopes, but also 4 of these square stickers, and they have got the double-sided adhesive on the back already that you can just peel off and stick on either that side, or if you want to be able to use the envelope you can tuck the flap, just don't push it together because it will stick, because these are self-sticking, so you can pop that in there and then you can stick that over the top, and you've also got a little pocket to keep things in your journal projects as well. So they are just slightly smaller than the 4 inches at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, which will sit on those 4 envelopes. So you get in the 4 envelopes plus the 4 stickers as well. Okay, so that's another 8 items. You're also getting 4 of the corner tuck pockets. So these are big enough that you can stick down the edges and tuck those in as well also. So there's those 4, and again on the back you've got that grid pattern just in case. So there's 4 of those. So you can either put them on separate pages, or put them on opposite sides on the inside of a journal if you're doing those as well. So there's another 4 of those. But also, there's 2 of these faux cabinet card back journaling cards. But what I've done is I've done 2 different ones. So one that you've got the grid on and one that you have actually got lines on as well. So 2 different ones, but on the inside again you've got that grid pattern for lists, writing, journaling, keeping people's birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of thing, all nice and safe, and they're on that faux kind of cabinet card back. Size wise for those, they are, like I said, a Numine about 9 by 14, which means inch wise they're about 3.5 by 5.5. So a good size. So again, if you're wanting to be able to tuck those in, they will slide in there. Just the right size for those. You're also getting the Ex Libris book plate, and we've got 2 sets of lovely little cherubs on there as well. Look, that one sat on top of a book with music in it, and they're having a whisper, a bit of a gossip. And you've got that same image that I used for the postcard, which is also down there at the bottom as well on that. And again, just because I've done it on the grid paper too, because you might not want to use it as an Ex Libris book plate to stick into your book, you might want to use it for something else. So you've got that as well. So that measures, you did about 6.5 by 10. So that's just over, about 2.5 inches or thereabouts, by about 4 inches. 2.5 by 4. But also, I've put in just a couple of these circular 1.5 inch discs. Now I like to use these sticker for sticking down, maybe using as envelope decoration or just as an additional decoration onto a page. But also you could punch a hole through and use it as a mini tag if you want to, because they've all got the grid on the back as well. I just printed the grid on the back of everything, and there's 8 of those, so you get in the same image twice, but one facing left and one facing right. So I made sure that regardless of which side you wanted to stick them on, you could have them facing into the page or out of the page if you wanted to. So, but I like to have them so that they're always facing in. So if I'm putting them on a right hand page, I want them facing that way, and if I go on a left hand page, I want them facing that way, always facing into the page. That's the way that I like to do them, so I wanted to make sure you had one of each facing both directions. And you could just mix them up if you wanted as well, because they're either gazing up or down. Look, that one's gazing down, that one's gazing up, that one's kind of gazing over to the side. So you can pretty much do what you want to with those. So there's 8 of those, and there's also 6 of these file tabs. So, and I've deliberately left these blank, so you can either write what you want in there. So you could write notes or birthdays, or you could put numbers 1 to 6, or you could put alphabets in there, so A, B, C, D, E, or put those little round dome stickers on there. But all you do is just fold those over, and then you can just attach them onto the sections of your journal. And there are 6 of those as well. So all in total, in this set of ephemera, there are 34 items in that pack, including the envelopes, the stickers, the file tabs, the postcards, the journaling cards, the Ex Libris book plate, and all that kind of thing. They're all in there, like I said, all printed onto 200 GSM heavyish cardstock in full glorious colour. Now, one of the questions that I have been asked recently is, when we first released these ephemera sets, we hand distressed every single item when we sent them out. I had said previously that we were going to stop doing that, mainly because people were saying to us that they would rather use their own colour of distressing, not necessarily use water-based or solvent-based inks to do the edging, but they wanted to choose their own colour. So some wanted to use darker green, some wanted to use a darker brown, some wanted to use black, some wanted to use pink. So us using vintage photo on everything really wasn't a good idea. But I'm glad we did stop doing it, because with these ones you could theoretically, if you wanted to add a bit of bling, you could go around the edges of each one of these with some luster wax in gold or whatever colour you wanted to do. So if you wanted to add some blingy kind of foil to it and you wanted an edge to them, you could add some gold wax to the edge of the pages if you want to. So the choice is there for you to do it if you want to. So there you go. That's the new, and I've called them Heavenly Bodies. So it's the Heavenly Bodies Ephemera set. So there you go. So I hope I have been able to capture that kind of festive feel without being Christmassy, but also that festive feel also without being wintry. So they can be used in summer, they can be used in whatever climate you're in. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me go through that new product. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, then you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I will see you all again very, very soon for a project video. Except tomorrow's going to be the vlog. Maybe Saturday. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.